Hello, this is John, and this is episode 3 of The Fall Informer.
And this is Glenn from Fall Ritual.
And today we have a special guest, Kelley Michael from Reaper's Revenge.
Hey, everybody. I'm Kelley from Reaper's Revenge.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been watching this youngster grow up for the last few years in the haunt industry. It's been fun to watch.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, John's a cool guy. I like his reviews.
Thank you. All right, Glenn, you can ask the first question.
All right. So Kelley, for those watching and might not know what a creative director does, what is your job as the creative director at Reaper's Revenge?
Well, that's more of an umbrella term. I am sort of a production manager, a creative director. It's kind of all over the place. I gave myself that title because it is an umbrella term for everything I do. I'm an actor trainer. I do quite a few things to make Reaper's Revenge happen for the season, but I'm just one cog in the giant wheel of Reaper's Revenge. When it comes down to it, each year or every other year, I kind of get a chunk of land to work with. And me and our team, we put together some great scenes for people to come and see what we do.
Cool.
Nice.
So, I mean, other than that, I would say like picking is a huge part of my job. Awesome things for cheap that I would like build a scene around, or, you know, when we go to the trade show, buying props to build scenes around, that's kind of our gig. We don't go spending a ton of money on a prop and then just, you know, plop it into any of our attractions. It's kind of, when we're looking at it, we're like, how can we make this super beneficial to the show by buying a prop and making it better than it should be?
Okay, that sounds awesome. That sounds like it. Sounds pretty stressful, but you know, at the same time, it's got to be really awesome to do something like that. Have a vision, you know, to see something and have a vision of how this is going to work.
Yep.
Type thing.
It's been a heck of a ride. I'll say that.
All right. So I'll ask a question now. So I saw you did 2 videos last year with your new green screen. Are you working on any new projects for 2021 with the green screen?
Well, I will say this, it's a little insider information. The green screen is in the back portion of Delirium. Currently for the winter, we have everything stored in there. So we are working on getting, you know, through the winter and into spring so we can get back into the facility. And oh, absolutely, we are definitely doing some more awesome things with the green screen. But for right now, we're just waiting for winter to be completely over so we can get up there and start for the season.
Cool. Definitely something I want to ask you is, how much fun was it to create Alice in Wonderland, the haunted hayride?
We were wanting to do it for a super long time. We've all pitched it once or twice through the history of Reaper's Revenge. It just took the right person to pitch it. And I want to say, I've said this before, I want to say when we did Legendary Haunt Tour, the owner, Paul, got to see Randy Bates' hayride. And I want to say that the fact that the dinosaurs on Randy Bates' hayride kind of like opened his eyes to, well, it can be whatever it wants to be. So he was always like, we scare people, and if we can't scare them, we entertain them. That's always been an ethos of ours. And I'm sure a lot of other haunts, but a hayride, it's a little harder to scare people. So why not like give them the moment of, you know, something grand and beautiful. Again, we wanted to do it for a super long time, and I had it in my head of how it could be executed for a super long time. It was a lot of fun. My wife Jen learned to use a jigsaw and did a lot of that woodwork, any of the mushroom cutouts and stuff like that. It was, you know, the process was not as, you know, terribly hard as some other scenes we've done, like Pumpkin Hill. Pumpkin Hill was like, what does a pumpkin monster look like? Whereas Alice was kind of, we had it at least in our heads and at least on paper hard enough that we could go in and be like, this is the way it's going to work. But yeah, a lot of fun.
Cool.
Super happy we got to do it.
I thought it was great. I really liked it when I saw it, and I could definitely see a giant change when I came back years later after it changed and you added like foam and things to it.
A couple tricks up our sleeve for Alice that aren't done yet. So
Ooh,
that have been in the notes for a couple years.
looking forward to that.
So how long have you been in the haunt industry, and what is your favorite aspect of it? Because I know this is a very grueling industry, you know, it's physically grueling, mentally, I'm sure. So what's your favorite, how long have you been in it, and what is your favorite aspect of it?
Well, I've been with Reaper's Revenge before it had a name. For me and Jen and I have both been there since day one, since it was kind of an idea. So that's 13 years there. And when I was younger, I actually did some scare acting in like a 50-cent haunted house at a pumpkin patch, kind of like Roba's if you're not from the area. Bath, Pennsylvania has Cyples Farms, which is very much like a Roba's experience with, you know, pick your own pumpkin. But they had a hay barn that they transferred into a haunted house for their open season in the fall. And that's kind of where I'll always say that's where my chops came from as far as acting goes, because, you know, for weekends for a few years, that's where you'd find me, you know, in there. It took us a few years working at Reapers to kind of find our place in the industry and what we were really good at, because we were kind of thrust into, you know, this is going to be something, and then we didn't know how big it was going to be, and then when we found out we all had careers, we went from there and kind of found our place in the industry with what we're really good at. So my favorite part is scaring people, because without that it wouldn't be any fun.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Like at the end of the day, no matter if it's stressful or grueling, if we get to scare people while we're open for the season, you know, it might not be all night, but at least for a little bit, I'm happy. One good scare gets me through a season.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right. You can ask another question, Glenn. You can go
All right,
ahead.
well, I'll lead into this one then, since Kelley was talking about designing stuff. Do you do any graphic design, costume design, or art projects outside of Reapers?
I do not. My wife Jen does. She outside of well, I do. Yeah, outside of Reapers. We've done quite a few escape room projects. Currently, we're working on one in Beach Lake, Pennsylvania, which is castle themed. It's like a scavenger hunt escape room. It's not your typical escape room, but that's what we've been working on, you know, here and there. I've worked on other escape rooms, and since, you know, the haunt industry, there's really no industry secrets. If anybody were to come to me about consulting or something like that, I'd be totally be free with the information of how to get somebody started doing, you know, at least in my experience and what I can offer, I'd be happy to do so.
That's awesome. I love that you guys are you guys don't just talk about like Reapers, you know, you're willing to help other haunts, you're willing to do things outside. That's really awesome to hear that you guys support the industry.
In my history in doing all this, like everybody's been pretty open about the information. You know, you're either got what it takes to put on a world-class haunt, or you don't. You know, and there's a, you know, I take something from everywhere I've ever been, whether it be good or bad. There's everybody's got something. Whether it's good or bad, you know, I still take something from it for me. I'll, you know, be like, we could do that differently or better in the same aspect of what they're doing. So.
Cool.
Okay, then I'll lead into this. This might be my last question, but I'll lead into this one. Since you are a fan of haunts and, you know, the whole haunt industry, what are your top 3 haunts across the country that you would love to go check out?
Ones that I've been to, I will say, Halls of Horror in Palmerton.
Yes, I love Halls of Horror.
Their show's awesome for their location, what they got going on.
Mm-hmm.
Scare House Basement and their upstairs haunt, both beautiful. I'm not sure about the new location, but I know when we were out in Pittsburgh previously, the basement is a great experience. And Statesville, haunts I haven't seen. I would love to see Haunted Hoochie. I would love to see Netherworld. And a third one.
Raven's Grin.
Oh, Raven's Grin. Yeah. Would probably be the three that I haven't seen that I would like to.
Nice.
Dent Schoolhouse. It's like,
All
all
great
these
ones.
people are open. All these people are open when we're open.
Right, which has got to be hard for you guys to go check out other haunts to see what they're doing and everything when, you know, you're working crazy during the season.
Honorable mention to 13th Hour and Brighton Asylum. Both put on a great show right next door in Jersey.
I had a great time when I went to Brighton years ago. I went to their Sans Soleil event. It was great.
Yeah, he's put a lot into it in the last couple of years too. It's a neat walk down a creepy alley.
Yes, definitely. When you're brainstorming for ideas for the new plans for every year, how long do you think that process takes? Because I know it's very long. It takes like from January to the summer, but how exactly long do you think that would take?
Up until we're building it, generally, the ideas are usually set in stone a good amount before we open. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes the best builds happen while we're doing them. It's different for each scene and each space. Like sector, we did more design team meetings with than anything else, and I think that shows. Like, we knew what we were gonna do from start to finish with that, you know, and even still, like, it progresses for each year. The new stuff we're doing this year, we've been talking about for 3 months now. So, I will say this winter, we've talked more about design stuff than we have in previous years. We know the hayride needs facelift, and we're going to give it to it.
I went on the Lost Carnival last year, and I definitely noticed big changes to it with the new props from Art the Zombies. When was the first time you saw those products? Do you see at the Transworld Haunt Show, or how do you find them?
Those came from Bob at Pure Terror, but we definitely have been following Art the Zombies' work for a very long time. Yeah, I mean, before even going to the show for the first time years ago, we were like, those are cool. And then when he was ready to get rid of all of his, we were like, we will take them all. So
Nice. Something I definitely noticed at your haunt attraction that I really enjoy about it is your actors are stellar. I really liked how they have a good mix of being scary and funny, and they're very quick to it. I'm curious, how did you teach them, since you're actor manager, how did you teach them to master that skill? Because they are great.
We do actor clinics throughout the summer. We do 3, sometimes a little less. This past year we didn't get to, but we got to hire and keep a lot of our returning actors, which is really great for us because they're molded already. They know what they're up against. With not opening pitch in Sector last year, we used some of the really good actors out of there to our benefit in Delirium and in the Carnival. The best thing I can say is that we teach know your audience. Know your audience is a huge thing that we teach. Be aware of your surroundings. Like, it's very simple stuff, but it's like stuff we pound into everyone's head from the get-go. We're out there working with people all night. I'm out there as much as humanly possible in costume every night. I think that's a real good way to teach your actors. Like, if they can do it, I can do it too. I should be able to do it too. I'm not just going to sit where it's warm. I'm going to go out there and person by person basis. Getting to know your actors really well is a good way to do this. If you know their weaks and their strengths, you can play on that. Like, you can go out there and work with them and be like, this would be the way to do it. And we try to do that on a actor to actor basis every night. Even if a new kid comes in, you work with them a little bit more than your returning actor. So it's a process, but I think we are super dedicated to making a better actor at Reaper's Revenge. I think that is a huge part of our show, and we stress it very much.
Cool. What is your favorite part of the Reaper's Revenge soundtrack?
My favorite part, well, the checkered tunnel. I mean, I change the checkered tunnel every year. It's just nice to have some bassy electronic music at the bottom of our attraction. But I will say that I think the final scene's got a great soundtrack, always has. I think it's big. I mean, it's a huge sound system. I love the way that once you get shut in that building, but it hits you hard. Other highlights of the soundtrack. Yeah, Pitch Black. Pitch Black is deafening and almost overwhelming to, even like seasoned haunters have said it, and we understand that, but that's part of the gig. And I mean, if we're robbing you of your senses, we're going to overload you in the other ones. That's what we do in there. So,
do you have any other questions, Glenn?
I do. I guess it would be the last question. When did you guys come up with the idea for Haunt Life Tonight? And where can people find latest episodes of it?
On our YouTube page, and please subscribe. It's Haunt Life Tonight. If you look up with Todd and Kelley, Reaper's Revenge YouTube page, and our Facebook page is where all the episodes would be. We came up with the idea as soon as the pandemic hit. I would always love to be like a late night talk show host. Was the thing, and I was never really great on camera, so, and I'm still not, obviously.
It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, so it was kind of a way for me to practice what I preach and get comfortable being uncomfortable in front of a camera. Cool. And I think it's helped dramatically with that. But when the pandemic hit, our owner Paul had a Zoom meeting with somebody, and somebody was using snap filters. And he was like, "This is a great idea for a show." So they kind of developed out of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you can find it on YouTube and your Facebook.
Yep. Reaper's Revenge YouTube and the Reaper's Revenge Haunted Hayride Facebook page.
And you can definitely talk about the giveaway you're doing, try to get to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah. I'm not sure how close we are, but if we, there's an email address.
1,000 subscribers.
Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we are going to give a 4-pack of tickets away to anybody that has emailed us. You have to watch, I think, episode 2 of Haunt Life Tonight from the 2nd season, and that'll give you all the information you need to know. You saying this, I think we're going to probably end up putting another video up pretty soon with all the rules and regulations on that. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we are giving a 4-pack of tickets away for this season
tour.
And a backstage tour.
Wow.
For this season.
Nice.
Nice. That's definitely man, that's a nice surprise package there. That's
yeah.
Definitely subscribe and sign up for that, because that's a great package you're giving away. What you got going on, you want to plug? I know this is coming up on summer's got to be other than the season, summer's got to be pretty busy for you guys. Anything you want to promote?
If you're looking for a job in the acting department or any of the departments, really, just pay attention to our Facebook page. We will be posting sooner than later when this summer's first actor clinic will be. Show up, bring a friend. If it's a lot of fun. I'll say that we're not just going through the basics. We're really there trying to have a good time, break people out of their shells, see what you're capable of, and go from there. I got a spot for everybody. I mean, I can work with everybody and bring them into the family, and check out our acting program on our Facebook page coming soon.
Nice.
Awesome. Do you guys plan on having all 5 attractions opening this year?
That's what we hope.
Yeah, that's what we hope.
Yeah. Okay. I know last year it was crazy, but I'm hoping this year is back to somewhat normal. Everything's going to be open. I really hope that not for you just guys, all haunts can just be opening at 100%.
We were really happy to get open last season. I still am super pumped.
Highly optimistic.
We're super optimistic for opening everything up this year.
That's awesome. That's
taking
awesome.
it month by month.
Yep. Well, we wish you the best. We hope that everything's open, and it's a great season for you guys. Definitely looking forward to checking it out. Definitely looking forward to the season.
Out of all the characters you played at Reaper's Revenge, because I watched the recent episode where you talked to Breezy and you said you played lots of characters. I know you play puzzles, but out of all those, which would you definitely would say was your favorite, and what was the best scare you got with it?
Oh, so like, so there's been at least like a good half a dozen characters that I've truly enjoyed playing. But from being a lab 1 doctor to puzzles, it's been again a crazy ride. But puzzles has been the most fun to play, but I've gotten better scares as a doctor because you're face to face, no makeup. Yeah, Dr. Shaky Hands was definitely like a lot of fun, and there was like a progression to it because at first I started as this wacky, loud scientist, and by the end of it, it was this very jigsaw-y, almost like quiet talking in your ear guy. So from which is a little bit more sadistic and people like when you're face to face with somebody with no makeup on, it's a whole lot different than being face to face with a mask on. And you like even as a painted faced clown, I have some restrictions where I don't feel like I can get as much said as if I was wearing the mask. But as the doctor with no makeup on at all, it was kind of freeing in that sense that you could be super sadistic and like watch people flinch and tense up, which is a lot of fun. The second year we were open, the pallet tunnel really didn't have a theme. And I wore the jumpsuit and the pickaxe with the fireman's mask. So it was My Bloody Valentine-ish, but I got called Scuba Steve a lot. So that was always fun. And yeah.
Great. Oh man.
Good time.
It was great talking to you, Kelley. I'm very happy we had you on.
Absolutely.
First guest of Fall Informer. And definitely check out Reaper's Revenge. Go get part of that giveaway. Subscribe to them. Hit that bell. Definitely check out Kelley and Todd. And they have all kinds of fun with the filters too. Definitely look for that. So, so that was episode 3 of Fall Informer. Hope you all enjoyed. And until next time, happy hauntings. Cool.
See you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.